Hello and welcome everyone to another Northbasics video on this channel. Today I want to really go down to the roots of the game, and I really want to explain the basic resources, and I want to do a special video about every single resource about the game, so I can really go down to the roots of it and explain what I think about it. And I think that should really help newer players to get into the game, so they really understand how important the different resources are, for what are they used, and when do I go for it, and how hard do I go for it in the best way. And today we're going to start with wood. So basic wood tutorial here. I'm gonna talk about everything what is about it. This is more like yeah, a game running behind it, so we see a little bit and I can show you some things just right on the fly. But basically I think wood is the most important resource you have in Northgard, because everything starts with wood. And I think some players would say what, food is way more important because my villagers die if I don't have food, but your villagers die if they don't have wood too. And everything starts with wood, in my opinion. So of course you will need food too to colonize your tiles out. That's great. You will have the tiles then, and afterwards you will need to build buildings on it. And after you spend the 20 food to get this tile here, you see it right here, there are like 180, 230 wood just on this tile. So I think you will need a lot more wood than food in a game of Northgard, so you should really focus on your wood economy rather than on your food economy. But I'm gonna go on the food, I'm gonna go in the later video a little bit deeper. But I just want to say that you should really get out of your head that food is the most important thing. Everything you can't go on low wood if there's no winter incoming. You just need to stockpile a little bit before the winter. That I'm a little bit going into the next video, but I just want to tell to you that you should really aim for your wood in the start of the game a little bit more than I sometimes see player do it. I just can sometimes scroll over to other players while they play a game. I don't want to judge their anything, but you should really watch out for your early wood a little bit more, because if you can throw up more buildings in the earlier game, you can just build more stuff. That's why I usually start, yeah, everyone just starts with a woodcutter's camp, yeah, woodcutter's lodge of course, just to start the building, yeah, just start the economy. But afterwards you will usually build the training camp to start to clean the tiles around you, and after you build at the training camp, you usually build a house or a woodcutter's lodge if you're living on the limit. And I usually live on the limit and build the woodcutter's lodge, because actually you have enough time for this. And if you suicide a warrior like you have to do in a lot of hard difficulty games, you will even need to kill both of your warriors, just like I just realized by a comment from yesterday. But I actually checked today. But yeah, it's really it's really not too big of a problem to bring up the house then, to bring up the woodcutter's lodge before the house. But I want really to say is to build the second woodcutter's lodge as early as possible, if you know what I mean. Some people will just delay it so long that they don't really have a use out of it anymore before the winter, since you really want to get the buildings up before the winter comes. So you want to have enough wood to build your dock, you want to have enough wood to maybe build the hunter's lodge, or maybe yeah, a field, or maybe even a fish tile if you don't have a fisher's hut, if you don't have anything of this. And everything what you just basically need just lays on wood. Like just before the winter you will of course need to make your eyes open for other yeah, mostly for food of course, because your food will be down in the winter and you will really need to watch out for this. But wood is so much more important to get the buildings up, so keep your eyes open for this. That's why yeah, that's like a thing I want to go into now, like upgrading the tools. if you saw me in my earlier games, you will see if it's going about upgrading tools, I never usually think too long about it, and I just click on the woodcutters right away, and if I can upgrade more, I start thinking. It's like, okay, if you want to go aggressive, you should go for trade maybe, but that's all not too important, just the thinking in my head. But what I want to get into, it's just a non-thinking click on wood, on the woodcutters, because if you go for a macro build, you will need the wood anyways, so just to go up very fast, and even if you're gonna go aggressive a little bit earlier, it can be valuable to get those woodcutters up, because you will always need your woodcutters. And even if your attack fails, or not fails too bad, and you want to go build up again, and you think, let's say you kill a lot of the villagers of your enemies, and you feel like, okay, I have 10 villagers in my village, and he has like 4, because I killed everything. I should just go for eco approach now, because I have more villagers than he. And you just try to go for that, and having upgraded woodcutters then already can help you really out. And upgrading buildings, of course, I don't know if you saw the Northbasics about upgrading. If you didn't do so, maybe just throw in look into that too, because there I also explained that I'm gonna upgrade the Woodcutter's Lodge as the first building after the Town Hall, because the Town Hall of course needs to be upgraded before. But afterwards I will always upgrade the Woodcutter's Lodge, just to get more wood out of it. And if you didn't try that out and you usually upgraded something else than the Woodcutter's Lodge, I really urge you to try it out, because it feels so much better. It feels so much more fluent to just have the upgraded Woodcutter's Lodge and actually put the woodcutters in there, because of the whole of the video I had it inefficient right here. I don't know if anyone saw it right there. I guess most of the players that really play a lot Northgard over here had like, oh my god, my eyes hurt. Why does he has 2 woodcutters on the non-upgraded camp and 2 on the upgraded camp? That's like something you should really watch out for. And no, it's not too important right now, because this is just a showcase video. But yeah, that's the right thing to do, and you should hold your eyes open for that, of course, because upgraded woodcutters in a upgraded woodcutter's lodge, this is just a huge income. I'm just gonna send this woodcutter out here. Bye bye. And we see we have plus 19, that is 6 point something. So we have 6 point something wood production, and you won't consume too much wood in the summer. Like most of the game you won't consume too much wood, so you can really get high amounts of wood stockpile. Even though you don't want to stockpile your wood too much, because that is something you don't really want to do, and that is the last thing I really want to get into before I close up this video. Like food, gold, and yeah, just think food, gold, maybe happiness. You can't have ever really enough from, because you can just get everything off there and it will be good. But since your wood consumption isn't too high in the summer, just having like me just here 800 wood stockpiled won't really help me out, because I can just right now send all my woodcutters off and I have -3, so I won't really hurt. It won't really help me too much to have that stockpiled. It can help a little bit, since I don't need to have a woodcutter out right now, but you'd see just 1 woodcutter on a unupgraded woodcutter's lodge would just help me to stay in plus with my wood. And yeah, it doesn't help like having a lot of food stockpiled, because when you have a lot of food stockpiled, you can of course just get a lot of army out. Maybe if you have a lot of gold, of course, that needs to be done then too. But if you have a lot of gold, then you can get a lot of army out, and you just have the food to sustain your army. But wood doesn't help you to sustain anything, so you gotta see it like wood is the most important thing of the game until you have your buildings, and then it's okay. It just goes down like, yeah, I think you can imagine what I mean here. It really goes down afterwards that. I'm just gonna let them die there, it's not too important. It just goes really floating down there. You don't need the wood anymore, and you can just go off the wood, and you can maybe even destroy your woodcutter's camp. Like, bam, okay, I have one upgraded woodcutter camp, and that will be enough to get a little bit of wood income in to when I maybe want to upgrade a building. But usually you're in that late of a game that you maybe have such a good gold economy that you can even buy your wood. I don't know, that's so freaking expensive. Like, you pay 3 times more for wood than you than wood. So for 50 wood you pay 150 gold. That can be quite expensive. But you can just build another woodcutter's lodge later on again, since it just costs 50 wood. And maybe you can just buy that 50 wood from the market then. But you see what I mean here. It's like you really want to have food. You want to have your wood. You want to have as much wood as possible until you have enough of it. That's like the thing about it. So don't under-engage it on the wood in the start of the game, and don't over-engage on the wood and on the end of the game. I think that's like the basic thing you can keep in the back of your head. And yeah, and with that sentence, I'm gonna close this video here. I hope you could take something out of this little wood tutorial. There will other tutorials follow with other basic things like of course the other resources, and of course the basic scouting. Like, I think that is something that's really need to be topic too, because there are very different approaches about the early scouting, and even some approaches I don't really take, but I found really interesting, and I'm gonna topic them in this video. So yeah, be aware of that. Have a nice day, everyone, and see you back in the next video. Ciao.